All right, welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Still keeping our focus on the 2019 budget proposal presented to the National Assembly yesterday by the President. We've got Mr. Femi Boyede here with us. He's a certified international trade professional. He's got specializations in export development, trade promotion, and business advocacy. Thank you for coming on this morning, sir.
Good morning.
Well,
morning, viewers.
Looking at the assumptions of this budget, I mean, much as you saw the drama of what played out yesterday, that's not expected to have any bearing on some of the key assumptions on this particular budget. But having seen some of those highlights yourself, is there any basis of optimism, especially if you look at some of the expenditure and revenue projections for this particular one being a challenge to us?
First, I'm afraid I might sound very pessimistic. I might sound like a prophet of doom. But the truth is that progressively it is becoming difficult to believe in this Baba's chair movement of presenting and assenting to Nigeria's budget. Nigeria runs a 12-month financial cycle. And within the cycle, which means that the cycle must start. So if you start your drama on the 19th, 18th or 19th of December, and just like the Honorable said just now, they need 3 months to read through the encyclopedia in order to understand the English with which it was written, because I don't know why it has to take 90 days to do that. Anyway, let's leave all those backgrounds that I was trying to go into that actually make me pessimistic. And the truth is, the 2018 budget, it does appear that less than 50% of it has been implemented. So for a country that prides herself on fighting, or an administration that prides itself on fighting corruption, the entire budget process itself opens up, throws us up as the most corrupt or corruption-oriented nation. Oh. Why do I say that? Now today is 28th, I guess, so we have 11 days to go. In order to ensure that the budget is actually, the monies provided are spent, and this has been happening since the past 15 years. From now until the 31st or until the 1st of January, people are going to take their beds and pillows and stay in their offices, because contracts are going to get awarded, which must be concluded, the due process, blah, 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 before 31st January. If not, unspent monies are sent back to the Treasury. It means, therefore, that what we needed to have done over a longer time, we are forcing ourselves, choking ourselves to do it. So there's going to be lots and lots of training programs, lots and lots of administrative activities that actually belie the implementability of the national budget. That's one. Two, we have an administration, I'm now talking straight to the 2019 budget itself. We have an administration whose life ends on the 29th of May. Now, by providence or by the expression of Nigerians at the polls, this administration or these people can come back. But it is not this administration. It is termed budget of continuity. Who knows that it is going to continue?
Isn't government to continue?
Yeah, government is a continuum. But if your part of it ends on May 29th, now the electorate can decide after May 29th, it is the same person who is being sworn in again to continue. Yeah, but if it is another person, what is he continuing in the budget?
But the capital, for instance, now, I mean, we had the president say yesterday that, look, they, rather than start off a lot of new projects, decided to complete ongoing projects which they met. So in that context, any other government which comes in can also continue that.
Why would you, Chamberlain, why would you decide for me, assuming you are a capitalist, why would you decide for me where to start my own administration
If it has to be
from and strategies.
So what's the right thing to do?
No, but before that, if it's a road project, are you going to stop it because it's not?
No, and that's the reason why Nigeria's economy seems to be retrogressing rather than progressing.
How?
A progressive approach will be what we met in those days. When I went to primary school and secondary school, I met a government in Nigeria that was implementing 10-year, 20-year rolling plans. But remember, I said that the budget system is 12 months. So if we have a revolving 12-month cycle, then we should also be conscious of our own responsibilities. What other countries do that actually transit in the middle of a budget year, a financial year, is actually to ensure that if they are not the ones completing, they have, what do you call it, a short-term, end-term vote that, of course, goes through the same due process, and then it takes them to...
Doesn't this 6 months cover for it? Because, I mean, the Honorable spoke about it, that you have up to, I think, May or thereabout to implement the 2018 budget before 2019 can kick in, if possible.
And then you now take the 2019 budget, and who starts the implementation? Assuming that I'm not the same person who presented it, assuming that my own administration is communist, for example.
What's the right thing to do? What is then the right thing to do?
The right thing to do is to focus, prepare until there is a repetition.
You know, you said something earlier.
So the same way, let me just finish asking, the same way that we take supplementary proposals for approval, for appropriation, and all of this. We've been presenting supplementary budgets. So a supplementary budget or an anticipatory budget can take 6 months that says, okay, by divine providence, God willing, we come back when we start on the 30th or 29th of May, and then we continue to implement our economic policies. Economic policies are not legislated. They are designed by every administration. And for that matter, it could even be that based on more recent information, this same administration, if it is the one continuing, decides, oh, there's some way to go. Because if they listen to me, for example, me, Femi Boyede, I will tell them that there is no point providing 305 billion naira for the permit the word, reintroduction or the continuation of subsidy of imported petroleum products without mentioning not a word, not a phrase, not a word on addressing the need for Nigeria to double her sales to the world. We're talking about, I heard you with the Honorable, you're talking about revenue, you're talking about income. Income from where? From oil. Because up till now, even as we're shouting economic diversification, the principal foreign exchange earner for Nigeria remains oil. And that's why everything, the entire budget, is based on an assumption that oil is going to be $60.
Again, considering the fact that the global oil marketers are talking about cutting down on production and all of that.
Yeah, it is just because we have not, we are
and
not
even the
yet
purchasing of oil seems to be dwindling, as the case may be. But you said to me about a revolving, 10-12-year revolving plan. 10-20-year revolving plan. Yeah. How would that make the budgeting cycle any different from what it is now?
The budgeting process is different from the budgeting cycle, like I said. So I think I need to explain
That's why I asked the question.
So Nigeria, from January to December 2019, we are going to prioritize value addition. I'm just painting a scenario. We are going to prioritize value addition. And therefore, we're going to knock off all import duties on